Hi, and welcome to this video, How do I develop word layouts in the development environment in Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2015. My name is Klaus Lundström, MVP for Microsoft Dynamics NAV. This video was made in collaboration with Platan and Microsoft. At the end of this video, we will see how we can modify a word layout from inside the development environment in Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2015. In previous videos, we have seen how an end user could modify a word layout from inside the client. The objective of this video is to show you how to make a few simple changes to a built-in word layout in the development environment in Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2015. So in this video, we will now focus on the NAV consultant or the NAV developer and not the end user. We will also see that we can control which report is the default report running in the client. Default layout is now a new property on the report in the Object Designer. Designing word layout is found in the menu, Tools and Word Layout, and the default layout is a new property on the report, and it defines which report, IDLC or Word, should be the default layout for the report out of the box. As long as the active layout has not been changed in the report layout selection page in the client, this property controls which layout will be used. So we're now starting, and we're now step number 1, and we will edit the word layout in the Object Designer. We will design the sales invoice report 1306. We will select Tools, Word Layout, and export the Word document. We will save it to the desktop, and we'll open it in Word, and we'll make a few modifications in Word, and then we'll import it back into NAV 2015 again. So we're now in the Microsoft Dynamics NAV development environment 2015, and we want to make changes to the 1306. This is a report we know that it has both the Word and the IDLC layout, and we want to modify the Word layout that's in this report object right now. So I will open up the designer, and now when I have opened the designer, I can see tools, and then there's a new menu here called Word Layout. What I'll do now, I'll export it out. I will export it out to the desktop, say save, go to my desktop, and in my desktop, I will open up my Word document that I have here, and I can start making my changes. I really like to have my customer address. I would like to have it red, and I like to have it bold. I like to have the document number here. I would like to have that bold as well. So let's bold this. I also like to have, in this case here, let's try to do something a bit different. Let's make a shading, and we put a background color. Let's make it blue. And we'll go down here and say OK, and then I delete. Let's delete this field here. I don't want to have that in my report, so delete. And we could also make a background color here, so it's illustrate easy to see that we have deleted this. So make a color here, and let's make it orange. So say OK, and OK. And if we scroll a little bit down on the lines down here, we can go to the table, and we can make small modifications here. So let's go to designer, and then let's take this one here, for example. And now we're done. So I'll make my save this document, and now this layout is ready to be imported into NAV development environment. So let's go back to development environment. Now I'll go tools, come on, tools, and I'll go word layout, and then I will import the layout, which is found here, and I'll say open. And now it's in. I will save and compile my object, and I'm now ready to run it. So we're now at step number 2, setting the default layout property. First, we will run the report from the Object Designer, and then we'll notice that the IDLC report is printed and not the Word report which we just changed. We'll then change the default layout to Word, then we'll run the report again, and then we'll notice that the Word report is now printed. We will then go and change the active report in the client and notice that the default layout in the report is no longer used since the end user has modified the record. So back in NAV, we now want to see our changes that we have done in Word. So let's go and run this report. So File and Run. We get the request page open, and we'll go Preview. And we see that now that, well, this is not the Word report that's running, it's the RDLC report that's running. So let's modify this. So let's go back to the Object Designer, and then we want to change this. So I can go on this report here, I can go to the end of the object. I can select the properties, and now there's a new property called default layout. We'll change this to Word, and then we'll close down the properties, and we'll save and compile. So now the default layout is Word and not RDLC. So let's run the report again. So run, and when we go to the rotator client and we go preview, we see that now Word is opening up. I prefer opening it in PDF, so let's just run it again. So let's go run and print PDF, And we now see the changes that we have done in the object, because now we're running the Word document, the Word report. We see the changes they're red here for the font. The invoice number is blue. You can see the fields here that I deleted, and the table here is now how I designed it in Word. So I'm happy with my layout. Maybe I want to work a little bit on the logo here, but that's a minor thing that I can fix easy. But let's not do this now. So this is great. Now this report is working perfectly, and it's being activated when you run this, for example, also from the posted documents. So let's take this guy, for example. Sorry, for the posted sales invoices. So back to John Haddock, and we print this, and we print to PDF. This is the active report that is actually in the system. So I'm happy, but just pay attention to one thing here, because if the user goes and make some small modifications in the report layout selection page, so if he changes this, the user will be the master and will be the one who's deciding what will be activated and run. So I've just made to RDLC, and if I go back to the object designer and now run the report and say run, and I will now go preview, and again we're back in the RDLC layout here, so pay attention to this. So to summarize, we first exported the Word layout from the object designer. We made a few modifications to the layout in Word, and then we imported our modified Word layout back into NAV 2015. We then printed the report, and we noticed that the default layout was set to RDLC layout, so we could not see our modifications since the report was printing the RDL layout and not the Word layout. We then changed the default layout to Word and then printed the report. And finally we learned that the default layout has no effect when the user has modified the record. I hope you enjoyed this How Do I video. I'm Claus Lundstrøm, MVP for Microsoft Dynamics NAV. Thanks for watching.